looking for. If a needle drop here, you can pass this place 10 times and you not take note of the needle. But if you are looking for the needle, you likely see it faster than when you were looking for it. Am I correct? Yeah. What that simply means is that before people buy things, there are always different stages of the process. There are sometimes they are not looking for what you are selling. You have category of people who are not looking for what you are selling. So for that reason, though they see the ad by their eyes, they saw the ad, but it does not register in the brain easily. There is a relationship between the brain and the eyes. Whatever the brain is not thinking of, it is difficult for the eyes to take notes. Are we together? Please, no side talk. One class, please. So if that is an established fact, both medically and otherwise, now the question is, the places where we've been running ads, the people who do the targeting, oh my God, can the phones be on silent? And if it doesn't have silent, what do you do? Okay, so now the thing is, can we say, okay, let's leave offline, those are offline adverts. This week, you have been online separately, I believe. Can you remember 3 different ads you saw this week, either on Facebook, on Instagram, any of the online platform adverts you saw this week?
Basically, real estate apps. Just coming up.
And that is also because sometimes the people who run those ads don't know what they are doing. Sometimes I say, you're a real estate person, why should I be running ad and including targeting you?
Can it be because the algorithm, because they know that I'm looking at real estate, so the algorithm is noticing that this is my interest.
Yeah, based on interest, but the interest is not enough for targeting. That's just a point of point. I think I've established that point in other training before. That you should only focus on interest. Okay. While you are including interest, you are including other factors. Okay. But that's fine. So, I believe with these little points we've mentioned, we'll be able to establish that 1, there are places people go to when they want to buy specific things. That I believe has been established. Then 2, there are also states people would be for them if they are in the buying state, in the purchase state, people tend to take note of those things they have in mind to purchase or they are thinking about purchasing. That I believe has also been established. Now let's move forward. Let's see other definitions and explanations too. Please. Sorry if you see this cutting. The system where the slide was prepared is different from where we are presenting, so the conclusion is not the same. Now, what is market entry? This is another definition. So market entry describes the point in time, number 1, the medium through which and when a customer enters the market to find information about product or services needed in purchasing the product or services. So, one is that the timing, the medium, the timing and medium. Should we start sending people out? Those of you, your phones are ringing, you are not new to this class now. Can we stop distracting others, please? So, one, the timing is just like if I start selling umbrella to you in January, will you buy? No. Exception of maybe ladies who don't like sun touching them. Will likely buy. Or maybe they are having babies, so will likely buy. But umbrella, January is not the ideal timing to be advertising or selling an umbrella. Am I correct? Because umbrella is needed for the rainy period. So, and now when the customer goes to this medium, so what they do is they look out for information that will guide them in their purchase. Okay, so the one thing is that they don't immediately, so just like if you just come to Lagos newly and you have not gone to any of the foodstuff markets before and you want to go buy foodstuff in bulk, what's the approach you use? You ask questions. You ask your neighbors. You ask friends. And if you are the Google freak, you go online to check for rates. Am I correct? So now if somebody wants to buy property, where will he go to? Who will he ask? If somebody wants to do investment, where will he go to? Who will he ask? Now, why does diapers or diaper manufacturing companies go to the hospital to advertise their diapers? Why does companies that advertise these products for child care go to the hospital to advertise their products? The answer is simple. It is because the hospital is the market entry point for people expecting children. It is in the hospital you'll be given the news that the woman is pregnant. And when once that information is given, what the man and the woman will be thinking automatically changes. Are we together? The thought pattern, at that time, they begin to take note of everything that has to do with babies. Because they are expecting. So if I may then ask, what then, or where is the market entry point of real estate? Where or what is the market entry point of real estate? Online. Nigerian Property Center is the marketplace, but not the market entry point. I'm not okay, so only online, I need offline first. Okay, now the beginning of expecting a child is when they tell you the woman is pregnant. That is the beginning. Am I right? So, because the diaper companies, every woman is a potential mother, but they don't advertise to every woman. Are we together? They are specific in where they go to target the type of women they are looking for. They know it's a gathering of women in antenatal. They know that 80% of them are expecting, if not 100%, expecting babies. So the question is, if I want to sell land, if I want to sell house, the first stage, what is the first stage? What if I want to buy? Okay, what is the first stage of buying a house or a land? From where do I enter the real estate market? Any answer?
Act for, or you look for,
Okay, not bad. But the truth is, as a realtor, I've told some of the back then people like here, my friends and people like here, I've always said this. If you want to be good, everybody who is capable, let's say 90% of the persons who are capable to buy land or houses start from renting. You agree with that? They start from renting. Someone who can't afford a rent will be looking for a house or land to buy. He already has a roof. You will go be advertising to someone who is squatting. Will you advertise to someone who is squatting? Or who is living with his or her parents? Living with his or her parents because he cannot afford a rent. Huh? You advertise to that person? No. Let's be sincere, we have been having the conversation, okay? Forget that it's a class, we're having a conversation. We want to establish some facts. Because some of these facts that we don't pay attention to is the reason why some of us struggle in marketing. So the point I'm trying to establish here is this. The point of market entry in the sales section of real estate is renting. All the people you are targeting, if I ask you who's your target audience, you tell me people who work in a certain company or in a certain place. Good and fine, okay? But these people, how do you meet them? Are they already renting apartments? Yes. Where are the class or where are the places they live or where they rent these apartments? It makes it easy for you. So the point I'm trying to make is this, okay?
that excludes landlords who have potential. True.
True. We'll get there. Okay. Back to the point. Number one, I have said renting is a market entry point to the real estate sales market, property sales market, whether land or houses. The entry point is renting. I have one of the realtors who took this up as we were struggling in sales, seriously struggling in sales. So when he attended the training where this idea was shared, he took it up and started focusing on renting. For like a year, he focused on renting. Apart from focusing on renting, he looked to collaborate with people who are focused on renting. I mean, agents, or these renting agents that look for houses for people. But he was very specific in the type of agent he used. He looked at, okay, people who are renting houses within top estate, agents that exist in top estate, those are the things he looked at for. Those people are gold mine to the contacts you're looking for. Those agents, you call them agents, they have what you need. That is just the point. They have what you need. They have contact details of people who are renting houses in different estates. Okay? So that is one. So if the next outside or when I say online market entry point, now I have made up my mind. I have been renting houses. So I have made up my mind that, okay, now that I can be able to rent my house of my own, the next thing I should be thinking of is to one day own my own house. That is the dream pattern, the common dream pattern. The average dream pattern is that I will leave my parents after school, get a job, and after getting a job, the next thing is I will rent my own apartment, and after renting my own apartment, work for some years, buy a car, buy a car, and after that I would own my own house. That is the dream pattern. Might not be 100%, but I would say 70% of the dream pattern of most young or Nigerians is this pattern. Marketing is about understanding how people think. If this is the dream pattern, so you also follow them and look, okay, at what point do I meet them? Should I meet them when they are renting? Or should I meet them when they just got promoted? Should I meet them? Where do you want to meet them in their journey of life? Property purchase is a stage of journey of life. It's one of the stages of their life. Okay, I go to school. When they give birth to a child, he's not thinking of, the parents are not thinking of any other thing for the child than to send the child to school. That's the starting point. It's a journey. Primary, maybe nursery, primary, secondary, university. The next thing is that era chapter will close. Now move to the point of job hunting or starting a business. From there, okay, now I'm working. Most of the time when you leave school, you move, maybe if the place where your parents are living is not ideal, where you feel you will get the opportunity you are looking for. Sometimes you leave those places to go live with friends and family members. Am I right? Hello? You go live with friends and family members where you believe that opportunity are existing. From there, you then get a job. You can't be squatting with them, even though you think of maybe a marketer or a salesperson or a BBO walks up to you and start pushing the need to own real estate. When you know you are still squatting, you won't receive that information too well. Because the dominant thought in your head at that point is, how do I pay my own, how do I rent my own apartment? That's the dominant thought at that point. But the question is, the question is, where should you meet them? I'm going to draw a chart. In everybody that purchased property, only 3% are in the buying mode. 3% out of the 100 are in the buying mode. I'm going to show you something today that will tell you why you are struggling with sales. 3% of the 100% of people that are qualified to buy property are the ones. There are just 3. So even if I'm working in Chevron, I'm working that I'm qualified, and so only 3% are in the buying mode, in the purchase mode. And now, when you now go online to advertise or go to any platform to advertise, the big brands like the MTN, like when it comes to real estate, like the B1, and so on. How many realtors have you seen signboard on the road before? How many realtors do you know fix signboard on the road? They can't afford it. So the big brands are focusing on those 3%. If they want to run ad, they can spend $1 million or $1 billion on ad. Whereas you can't do that. But yet you are still targeting the same people they are targeting. When they are targeting people, they go so detailed. Because remember, I've told you that the advertisement platform, most of them use the principle of bidding. Okay? You bid for chances. So if 100 people, all of you are here now, and I'm targeting I am targeting, another company is targeting, and we to target all of you for you to buy property from us. Now, the company who has more to spend, because it's going to be based on bidding. So that keyword, let's say P1 Realtors is the keyword we are targeting, or P1 people is the keyword. So all of you now fall under the P1 Realtors. So if I search, so this advert should go to anyone who on his profile has written as P1 Realtor. Yes, the advert will be there, but it will be in Q format. The person with the highest money to spend, they will see the advert first before yours. Are we together? So if they see their advert first before yours, they do better content, they will shoot better video than you do. They will hire experts to write copies for them, while you are struggling to just do copy and paste. What is your chances of competing with them at the 3% level? Are we together? So, but that is not the end of the story. That is not the end of the explanation. Above the 3% or below the 3%, there is a 17%. 17%. And what stage is this? If the 3% are in purchase mode, what stage is this 3%? This 17% are in information gathering mode. Yes, the heard that, okay, I just got promoted, I began real estate. Okay, let me even start gathering information so that I can plan myself on how to invest. I start comparing, because when you use the word investment, you have to compare it to other forms of investment. Should I go crypto or should I go real estate? Should I go this? So they are in information gathering stage. The question is, when the customer is in the information gathering stage, how do they find you? Will they find you? Is the question you need to ask. If I go online, I'm not checking for land for sale. I'm not checking for house for sale. All I'm checking for things to guide me on how to invest. Will I find information from you? Are we together? Will I find information? It's a question. Will I find information? If I will find information from you, let me see. I know.
To find information from me when I use the keywords that I engage in your search.
When you use. And even when you use, like you say, when you use, do you know that it is beyond just keyword? Because if I go online now and I search for something, you see some advert to be on top of the first page. Go to the 100 page, you see some adverts there. How many people scroll to the 100 page? So you're just wasting your money. And I will also see people who did not pay anything. They didn't pay. They are not running advert, but they are among the top people that is being recommended by Google. How? Why? Sorry? Content. So it is beyond paying. Some of you feel because I have paid, I must make sales. Please, it doesn't work like that. Your content must match with what the people are looking for them to find you. Are we together? So not that as the market focus up, businesses try to compete in offering their goods as the most promising product and services to get customers accomplish what they need. When a woman comes to the house or to the hospital saying, hey, I'm pregnant, I just got a document that be a test result saying I'm pregnant, you will see consistently, if it's a lady that is internet savvy, check 80% of her search on Google will be focused on how to take care of the newborn. So, companies who sell diapers, companies who sell things that require that is needed in taking care of babies, focus on creating articles that will help them. Just like if I go online now and I check for how to transfer airtime. Okay? How to transfer airtime. If I check for how to transfer airtime, you will see all of the telecom companies have written articles on how to transfer airtime. Why do they have to do that? Are we together? So, it is best to find out when people are interested in hearing from you before you reach out in order to avoid wasting resources. Instead of running ads, targeting everybody that works in Chevron, why not run an ad that is focused on the people who are searching for real estate based on their search criteria? Is it not better to find people who are searching? If you take notes, some of you will have had this experience. People have told me that, Chris, when I advertise on the Nigerian Property Center, Property Pro, I get more serious buyers than when I advertise on social media. Who have had that experience before? Why is it like that? Because it is a marketplace for selling property. So it's just like saying I want to go to Igbo market. When I'm going to Igbo market, I know I'm going there to buy foodstuff related items. The same way you go to the CMS market or the Balogu market to buy clothing is the same way people go to Nigerian Property Center, Nigerian Property Pro to buy real estate. I'm not doing alpha for them, Sha. So if you can get a prospective customer's attention as soon as they become interested in what you are offering, you become the standard by which competitors will be evaluated. Let me digress a little. I like using relationship in most of my examples when it comes to marketing. If a lady has been in a relationship before and had heartbreaks, even though I don't believe in that word called heartbreak, because your heart is not egg. So, if she has had issues like that before, when a new person is coming, she evaluates the new person based on her previous experiences. And if she has also had good relationship before where she was well taken care of, and so maybe something went wrong and it did not work out, if she's going into another relationship, she's also evaluating that based on that previous relationship. Evaluation. Sometimes you don't, that is why it is said that you can't control people's reaction towards you sometimes. Because they are not evaluating you sometimes based on you, they are evaluating you based on their previous experiences. Are we together? So I will turn the ball. Should ready to make 100. 20. I will read it out, sorry for my writing. 3% purchase mode. 17% information gathering mode. 20% problem aware mode. 60% unaware mode. They are not even in the market. They are not thinking anything about real estate. Nothing. Okay? Now, how do you evaluate this? Who can tell me the size of real estate deal in Nigeria in a year? The size of real estate transaction, which means the total amount spent in purchasing houses, land, and so on. What do you mean? The information is available out there. Every year, there are statistics. It's in billions, true. Okay? But the thing is, those information are vital. You can go, what is the platform? Budget. There's a company called Budget. They evaluate different sectors. Okay, they evaluate different sectors of the economy every year, both government budgets and other areas, sectors. Okay, so they evaluate how much is being spent every year. If you Google it to get those information, the budget is the name of the company. It's owned by Rilwan Lawani, something like that. Is his name? One slim dark man. He's always on. Sorry? I think it's lit. No, he's always on channels. Anytime the Nigeria release a project, he's always one of the people qualified. He's the owner of the company called Budgets. He's an economist. Yes, exactly. Go to his site, search. Even outside is on this, the one I know of, and on other companies or other websites where you see this information. Okay, it's very vital. So when you look at this, is the level of transaction taking place in this market every. In some, they get to the point of breaking it down. Okay, you see sales of land, sales of houses, renting, and so on, building. You see the breakdown of how much was done. So you as a realtor who is marketing, so you know the worth of your market, and you begin to say, how much of this can I collect for myself? Okay? So that's why sometimes when I see some of you, when I ask what is your sales target for the year, you just mention 10 million. Where do you get that factor from? Okay? But that's by the way. So, 3% purchase mode, I believe that is good. 17% information gathering mode. Now, I'm not sure, but let me just say, if the real estate market in terms of sales of land and houses is 100 billion in a year, okay, in Nigeria, or let's say even in Lagos, okay, this 100 billion is being shared by the top 20% of realtors. That's the Pareto principle. Okay? 80% of all the money in Nigeria is in the hand of 20% of the population of Nigeria. Okay? When you join all the billionaires together, join how much they have. If you calculate what is left in this country. Yes. Even in the world, that is how it is. Okay, so it's not just a Nigerian factor. Okay, so the same Pareto principle applies to sales. It applies to every sector. Okay, so if 100 billion is the sales of land and houses in Nigeria in a year, at that 20 billion, or that 100 billion, 80% of it is going to the top 20 sales people. Now, the question I'm going to ask you is this: are you among the top 20? Are you among the top 20? When top 20s are being mentioned, would your name be included?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that we'll get there, but you need to be deliberate. You don't just get there by wishing, you get there by taking action. Study what the top 20 are doing, and you can replicate that. Are we together? Now, these people, they are not aware that there is need to invest in real estate, this 17, but they are trying to make findings so that they don't make mistakes. The more expensive a transaction or money involved, the longer the time it takes to make the decision. So, these people, you don't expect them because you have just told him he's working in Chevron. I know you guys like Chevron a lot. He's working in Chevron and so he has the money. I've been talking to him about real estate. I know he has the money, but he's just being slow. Auntie, uncle, we are talking of millions here. That is some people's life savings. Okay? If he makes the mistake and give it to you, and he makes the wrong decision, he can go back to the village. The reason why he's taking his time is because he doesn't want to go back to the village. So you must help him to trust you, which is what I've always said, that the job of a salesperson, the first job of a salesperson is to be what? Known and trusted. So, if I go online and I start searching for realtors, will I find you? That is being known. And do you want to bring about trust? The level of knowledge or the command you have in that industry or in that market brings about trust. So the question is, what level of knowledge do you have in the real estate market? If you are advising someone in terms of investment, how good are you in the term investment? You need to understand this. I'm taking more of the time to address this topic or this area because even if I teach you how to run ad on Google and you seem not to understand some of these things, it will still be like you are flushing your money away. Are we together? That is why I'm taking time to explain this. Now, these people, the 20%, they are aware that they have money problem. They are aware they have investment problem. All they are aware of is the problem. But they don't know. Like I gave an example to you guys one day, that there are people in this country who are making money. Remember, the amount you make is not really what determines how rich you become. So they are making money, but at the end of the month, they can't seem to account for it because they spend it anyhow. Okay, so some of them, when you tell them about investment, they will never believe you. That the reason why they are struggling even with the level of money they are earning is lack of investment. They will never believe you. Why? Because the information they have in their system is that the last time they went to the village, they gave one of their uncle money, and that is the reason why they are struggling. So no matter what you tell them, they don't listen to you. All they do is that. But if you tell them, let's go to Mountain of Fire, I'm afraid they'll follow you. I'm not saying prayers is bad. It's good to pray. I believe in prayers. Okay? But the point is, praying on things you should be taking action on is what I'm against. Are we together? Yes. So then this 60% of them is almost a no-go area. But if you have the resources to invest in them, fine, because and don't expect your result to start yielding fruit anytime soon. So the best set of people to focus on is the 37%.
What happens to 3%?
You might not be able to compete there because you don't have the budget and the power. And that is why, but the challenge is that most time when some of you run at this level, this is where you are actually targeting. But the challenge is this, because though I see an ad, but I don't know this person and I don't trust this person. So even after seeing the ad that is from A, I will still go to B, whom I know and trust to buy. Some people see your ad and they search for someone they know. Some people see your ad and they approach the real estate company directly. Okay? So, because these people, but the truth is, these people will give you the big break you are looking for. Is there no more seat there? There's seat there. These people, they spend money, they are not concerned about money. Just show me and convince me that it is worth it and they buy. They are already ready to buy. Like of recent, after the robbery incident, I went to buy a new phone. The phone I had in mind to buy was the phone they call Redmi, and so on. So when I got there, the lady was explaining the different functions of different phones to me. But when I got there, I already had in mind Redmi, so I went straight to the Redmi section. And she explained, after all she was explaining, nothing caught my attention until the point where she mentioned dual space. So I became so interested, but that day I tried to withdraw money. I think they said I've exhausted my withdrawal limit for that day, so I couldn't purchase. So I told her the next day. The next day I came, I did see that someone else was there. And when I got straight to that place, I asked for the lady and I asked for the Redmi phone. Now, the phone this lady now gave to me didn't have the dual space. This is not the phone the previous person showed to me. He said it's the same. I said no. She was trying to convince me to install application that would give me dual space. He said no. The one they showed me, I needed not to install any application. So it's either the dual space or I'm not buying. In her presence, I walked away, walked straight to Techno section, made payment, and left for Techno. I didn't ask questions because why? I'm already aware of what Techno can do. So there wasn't need. The only thing I was holding on to wanting to buy was one space. Are we together? So there is a marketing saying that says that meet the customer, join the customer's conversation, or join the customer in the conversation that is already taking place in their head. There is always a conversation taking place in the customer's head. And the only way you can find out that conversation is by asking questions. So, I believe this is clear enough. So, that is for that section of the chapter. Any question before we proceed? We are still on market and entry. Okay, there are different names. So this is what's the word again? The large market listing evaluation listing. Okay, so still speaking on in terms of market entry points. In today's world, 80% of people, after making up their mind, the point where they make up their mind to be a seminar. That is why sometimes it's advised you can invite your customers to property seminars or what do you call it? Exhibition, thank you. So, at most good property exhibition, they get to have the speaker speak first before the exhibition itself starts. Okay? Those could be areas where you can get to convince you to close your games with. With the customer. Okay? But the thing is, now let's move online. If I want to gather information, the first market entry point for information gathering on this globe is Google. That's the first place I go to. I want to search for any form of information, I go to Google. So, yes. So the question is, if they go to Google to search for information, I'm not talking about search for products, they are just searching for information at this stage, will they find? Or if they are here, will they find you? Because they tend to trust these people, the people they find here, better than the people they find here. If they have known you, they have trusted you here, they make it easy for them to purchase from you here. And one of the things from research that makes customers trust brands, sometimes I've heard customers say, that real estate company called Q and they're everywhere, so they can't run away with my money. So the versatility of the company is a market advantage to them. I've heard people say, I've also heard, I was having a conversation with someone recently, I was saying the client of mine was being asked, after running ad, and according to him, the customer finally called him. He has his own young real estate company. So I like the script or the video, the way the advert was run. But I don't know you before. I don't know your name. How come I've not heard of your name before? How long have you been in this business? The person wanted to even to the point of knowing when the company was doing. And yeah, which kind of customers the way you carry come to so I can answer them.
He's trying to build trust.
Exactly, he was trying to build trust. They've seen the product, they like the product, but the trust is not there. So in order to establish the trust, they were asking this question. Just like the devil. Peter, I know. John, I know. Who are you? I know all this realtor. I know about this realtor. I know about this realtor. Who are you? Do you market for? You can marketing a different brand, and they'll ask you, is this land from P1? And you want the actual P1. The reason is because they know them and they have been able to trust them. Are we together? So your focus should be here. It is important to discover the projector shift again, where your ID buyers start looking for information after crossing the interest threshold. There's what we call interest threshold. They need to cross that boundary of interest threshold to get them to trust you. Also, to get them to be interested in the products or the services you offer. Stop wasting your time on running ads, targeting people who don't have interest in what you are selling. Stop running ads. Stop wasting your time. The person is telling you he might have the money, but he's not interested. So instead of sending flyer of an estate to him, send him content, articles that is focused on addressing the problems and the solution of real estate investment. Stop selling products to people who don't have interest. It is after interest comes product. Are we together? Yesterday, a intending client came to the office, so we're having a conversation. He said he wants to join ad, and he told a lot of stories. So, okay, fine. We discussed and everything, give him point, and he said something. I heard the market for so person. I said, yes. So that's why I want to use you. It's okay. He now says something. But this person, I once approached this person in market for, and the person told me all her sales have not been coming from online. Is it true? And I said, yes. So how come? I told them when we started marketing, when you start marketing, okay, now let me say this to all of you. Some of you were working in very good organizations before you joined this business. Some of you were doing good businesses before you joined this real estate business. Now, when you want to make sales, you start by leveraging on your previous relationships, either from your previous place of work, from your previous places of business, family, and friends before. And while you are doing that, this is what most of you get wrong. While you are doing that, you fail to build your online presence. Before everything has a diminishing return. Before you get to the point of diminishing return in terms of your relationships and previous connection, if you have started building your online presence, you would have built to the point of being known and getting trusted. Are we together? For some of you, it is only when the sales have stopped. So I used to be a champion before. I sold and they gave me car. I even traveled to Dubai. But now I don't know what happened. That is the question I always hear, and the statement I always hear. I don't know what happened. Life might happen. Okay? Life happens. Are we together? You have gotten to your diminishing returns. Are we together? Okay, so I believe this is clear enough. Our market entry point is also clear. Okay. Okay, this is just like what's happening. Is the system version of the listener system. Sorry. Managing because trying to set the set number of the previous office line, you should not have that time. Now, these are just explanation though. Assuming you don't have a small child and aren't expecting any time soon, you probably don't care about diapers, strollers, cribs, infant toys, daycare, and maybe resting DVDs because you are not expecting a child. It's none of your business. You don't even pay attention to them. Even when you see them, you hardly take note of them because they have nothing to do in your subconscious. The only information you are exposed to about these things is likely to be filtered away by your brain, since it's not relevant to your life at the moment. Okay, these are just examples to buttress what we've explained earlier. Attempting to attract the attention of people who don't care about what you do is a waste of time, money, energy, So it's best to find out when people are interested in hearing from you before you reach out. That is why 80% of people who do email marketing in Nigeria don't sell. Know why? But still, email marketing is the most powerful form of marketing tool in the world. But people, 80% of emails, marketing emails, don't give results. Why? The reason is how we got the emails. They go to people's registration in the back email. You use software, extract email. You go to website design and you collect emails. After gathering emails, I'm not expecting anything from you. The next thing is I just see a mail comes on my email. If somebody you don't know just open door into your house, what will you do? So that one is still action. You see the person as a suspect. The same thing they also see you as a suspect when you start offering something, and especially when the benefit look unbelievable. You become a suspect as well. The first impression is this person who is not trying to scam. That is the thing that goes to their mind as well. Because they don't know you, they weren't expecting something from you. But if I subscribe, I went to your blog after reading your information and I say, wow, I like it, and a box pop up to say for constant updates or to be receiving information like this, subscribe, I put my email. And when I receive the email from you, it is the same people I subscribed to earlier. Okay? So I will be glad to open the email and read through. But in a situation whereby I don't trust you, I don't know you, I'm not expecting anything from you, you become a suspect. So, how many of you are suspected? Okay, so attracting your probable purchaser attention immediately after they reach the point of market entry is hugely valuable. When you attract that person, when somebody is expecting a child and you come to offer baby things to the person pays attention because that's what he's expecting. And there's these funny examples I give to you that if you live in areas in Nigeria, in Lagos or in any part of Nigeria where there's baby lights, and maybe you have important occasion to go to, you want to iron your clothes. And if God punish you, you are living in places where children always scream. Every scream you hear sounds like up never. Because that is what we are expecting. Okay? So it's the same thing. When you are not expecting light, if they scream, you don't even pay attention. Maybe after some minutes, that is when you come to your eyes and they brought light. But the scream has taken place since before. But if you were expecting it, every scream you can't touch your light. Okay? So that is the point we are making here. Are we together? So, okay, let's go back first. I am done with market entry points. Any question? Because I want to take the class bit by bit. Any question? Any question? Please, if you don't ask question here, I will, when I go to the next, you won't ask question about here again. So please, if you have a question, ask now. Okay? And when I leave this slide, and what of? Okay. The other point of discussion is supposed to be the Hooks model. Abi? Yeah, the Hooks model. You start spelling them is wrong. It's supposed to be Hooks. That is supposed to be K. Hooks model. Let's see. For those of you who have the flyer, I'll be working about the books model on the board for you. I think it would be better if I stood working on it on the board. You have clicked on an ad before. Please, one house. You have clicked on an ad before. I want to believe that almost every one of us have clicked on an ad online before.
Yes.
What prompted you to click on the ad?
The content.
What part? Okay, let me break down the components of the ad. The image or the video. Those are the headline or the body.
Headline.
Some is because of the headline, some others is because of the video, some others is because of the image, and some other is because of the offer. Okay? So we have the image / video as one. We have the headline. We have the offer. I leave out the copy, the body, because you can't see the body of the thing. Yeah. So, now, the question I'm going to ask is this. Do you think the ads you've been running, the headlines, are good enough to get people to click? You're sure?
Mostly yes.
The ones you've been running. And what section of the human interest is your headline appealing to? Emotion. Because and there are different types of emotions. Yes, there are different types of emotions. Because you must be deliberate. So when they see this, just read this, they will be excited. Excitement is a state of emotion. Or when they see this thing, they become scared and want to take action immediately. Fear is a state of emotion. They see this thing, they become angry. Anger is a state of emotion. And so on and so forth. We have 7 states of emotion, but we're not going into that today. Okay, so the question is, the copy or the headline, which of these is it trying to do? Remember, the previous class we had, I told you 10 reasons why people buy things. Okay? 10 reasons why people buy things. They either want to save money or want to make more money, they want to save time, and they want to reduce effort, and so on. They want to feel good, and so on and so forth. You know, when you enter, how many of you have seen Uber ads before? Uber or Taxify? More of Uber. It makes you feel like a car owner. Because you never get out. You sit like a car owner. You more or less enjoy the same comforts of the car owner. And you own this even extra. Car owner with driver. Okay? But when they want to appeal, that is, they are trying to appeal to the people who use the users. But if the advert for the driver, for you to sign up to become a driver, is different. Am I correct?
Yes.
That one, they try to run the advert and promise you how the money you are going to make. That is what? Be your own boss. Be your own boss. Is a feeling, wow, so I can be my own boss. You don't be your own boss anymore. They promise you how much, they tell you how much you can make from getting people using your car. But I say, wow, I can make more money. So the question is, the adverts you run, the content you are putting out there, which of these is fulfilling? Yeah. Which of it is it fulfilling?
The headline.
Your headline, your own headline. What does it fulfill? Does it help people when they see it? Do they get excited that they want to make more money? Or do they feel like, okay, I will save time and stress? Or does it make them happy? Does it make them sad? What does it make them? How does it make them feel? That is the question.
Yes, then exactly.
Though you can put all of them or dip 1, 2, 3 into one single copy headline. Are we together? If you have been to the newspaper stand, which is like a gathering of the jobless Nigerians, if you get there, most of the people who gather there don't open the newspaper to read, they only read the headline and start quarreling. Am I correct?
Yes.
I've been there before that. Yes. When I came to Lagos, I wasn't doing anything, so I just after doing what I want to do here, I just strolled to the newspaper stand to hear what class is discussing. So we get the latest update, even the one that happened and the one that did not happen. What the newspaper said and what the newspaper did not say. You hear it there. Okay? So, but the point is this: the headline is a hook. When we talk about the hook model, what is that thing that I will see? Because when you are on an internet page or on a website page, you are on a movement. So while you're on that movement, what would you see? And it will make you to slow down. The video. All of this is meant to make you slow down, but where lies your own strength as an individual? Oh, everybody has the strength. Well, to me, I use more of image and video, especially the image. Okay. The first thing is to get them slow down. Okay? So, that's some of you make designs. And design, when you look at the design, you don't even know what the person is saying. It is not mandatory, okay, that you must use the flyer for the ad. Okay? In short, if I'm going to advise you, don't use the flyer for the ad. The main flyer that you bring, they give to you, the soft copy, the main property flyer is not ideal for the ad. Pick some bullet point from that flyer, design something that is straight to the point. The flyers are always too busy. Number two, they don't even fit to the size, required size most of the times. Because when you use the flyer, 80% of the time, some part is cut off. So you are not using the exact size. Are we together? Yes. So, this is what the Hooks model talks about. So when we talk about the Hooks model, it is a principle that is built on human behavior. Okay? Though, like I said, I won't really be going through this. When we talk about the Hooks model now, how does the Hooks model work? It is used in application development. In today's world, the most used app on our phone is WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp is built with a different, is the app that is obeying more of the Hooks model. It's simple and promising. It makes you feel like, sometimes when your data is off, you feel like everybody in this world has been sending you a message and you are missing it. So, your image, your website, your blog, will I miss your blog if I don't have access to it for a while? Your podcast, your YouTube videos. The thing I watch more for a while, I spend most of my time on Facebook. When I want to relax, I spend most of my time on Facebook to relax. What am I watching? American Got Talent, British Got Talent. That's what I watch. I can watch 20, 50 videos of them. And because of watching these different ads will be popping up. Okay, sometimes I take that time to also study different types of ads run by different professionals. You see different ads popping up. Some I get attracted to the point that I will click and leave the video I'm watching to go finish the ad before coming back. Sometimes I end up not even coming back. Okay? Why? Because of the book, the author, and the image. So, the question is, the point I'm trying to make is that, if you are using image, the image should stand out. The color, don't say this is my brand color. Leave your brand color on one side and use an image that is a color that is attention grabbing. I see some design and it makes me. Do you know colors can decide your mood? So the colors you see, you become excited. The colors you see, you can also be depressed. Yes. So especially I used to tell this when I was teaching graphics design. That I tell somebody, I designed graphics for somebody. After seeing the graphics, he was upset. That's not the color was. Because the person was in a good mood. All of a sudden, the person can't seem to tell you what is wrong with the design. But all you know is the person is upset. Just the color very well. Okay? Because colors have meanings and so on. But back to the point. If you're using image, the colors should stand out. Your lettering should stand out and properly arranged. If you look at this design, sometimes when they make the designs and send to me before they want to apply, sometimes. Now, what are we selling with this flyer? Most of you have the flyer, the flyer for today's training. The caption says, making sales on a global real estate platform. What do you think we are selling on this flyer? Sorry? No. What are we selling? Because the bullets I just read now, Google ad is not mentioned here. What are we selling on this flyer? No. I didn't tell you were going to reach for that audience. What am I selling? The global real estate platform is the boldest thing here. That's the headline. You can see that making sales is even small. So even when you don't read making sales, global real estate platforms still make sense. And everybody wants to go global. That's what if you don't look carefully, you might not know that what we are trying to teach you today is Google Ads. If you don't look carefully on the flyer, you might not know whether it's Google Ads we are advertising. But what you are actually advertising is Google Ads. We have taught Google Ads here either twice or once before. So if I still say Google Ads, some of you know I have learned it already. But I say global real estate platform, you came. Even those that have attended it before, they came. Sorry? Yeah, it's not bad to learn, true. But there are people who wouldn't have come if they knew it was this one. Are we together? Okay, so the image, the headline should stand out. So you can see the text variation. In every headline, you know what you are selling in the headline. In that, okay, this is what I'm going to sell. Make that in older than others. This flyer probably explain that to you. Okay? Some people say that global real estate platform. So you hear anything like global real estate platform, it creates curiosity. Wow, global real estate platform. What would they be trying to teach here? Even people who may even know about who are would want to attend because they feel, wow, global real estate platform. Maybe there's a new platform called global real estate platform. I want to go global. I know that most of you want to sell to Nigerians in diaspora. So when you hear global, I must be there. So the point is clearly captured. So when you are running your ad, pay attention to these three things. Is the most important section of it. Don't say everything sometimes in your ad, in your headline. Don't say everything. Sorry?
Committed to call you.
Yeah. When you click, get them to click. What you ask, okay, now let me tell you one thing. In every ad you run, what are you selling? Everyone asks this question. In every ad you run, what are you selling?
Information.
No. Okay, in every ad you are running, what are you looking for? Let me paraphrase the question. What are you looking for? Ask me.
Clients organization.
You are looking for the right thing to look for is click. Yeah. That call to action button is what you are saying. The video is to motivate them to click on that button. Because if they don't click, they won't contact you. If they don't click, they won't see the full information. So what you should be more concerned about, this thing, this image, this video, will it make them to want to click? That is why on Google take click more important. Google charge you for clicks. So it doesn't matter whether the person contacts you or not, provided somebody has clicked. And that is why it's advisable for whatever website you are using to be fast. Because if the person clicks and the website is taking forever to load, the person closes and move to the next. That is where we have clicks. If you are looking at your statistics, you have what you call clicks, you have what you call click-through rates. How many people click? You might see 1,000. How many people click through, which means they click and got to the website or the landing page? Okay? You see that one is always fewer than the clicks. So your attention should be focused on the click-through rates. Are we together? Yeah. So now the next thing is your offer. I said this in the previous training, which was focused on copywriting. Okay? That your offer is not the description of the product that is sent to you. That should be your offer. It is your copy. You create your offer through your copy. And in creating your offer in your copy, when you are writing, so, let me use Facebook for example. You have a section that says headline. You have a section that also says primary text. Okay? This section is where you are supposed to put your offer, which is your copy. Then below, you have another section that says description. This is where the product description comes in. Are we together? So, don't go and copy the write-up and paste it here. The copy, which is the section for the primary text, will create the interest, and when that interest is established, then you want to know more. Then you scroll down to description. Are we together? I sometimes compare marketing to fishing. Some of you have been in my trainings, you know that I'll compare marketing to fishing. You are not Jesus Christ, that you send Peter to go and catch fish without a worm or a bait. Okay? And start seeing fish in the mouth of, seeing the money in the mouth of the fish. That's not that way. No matter how crowded fish might be in that river, it is rare and almost impossible. I said almost impossible for you to throw a hook without any substance and you expect to get fish out of it. Okay? So the point is, in your app, what is your hook? Your hook can be either the image or video or the headline or the author. Okay, that is the point. So, sharpen it very well. Take our time to create it. Okay, plan it. Don't just wake up and say, I want to run an ad. It doesn't work like that. Are we together? Are we together? Are we tired? No. Okay. So, question. Questions? Yes. Here, in your offer, you are selling the benefit. Remember, in the previous two classes, I explained how to connect the features to your benefits. Okay? So, since we agreed that people buy because they want to make more money, save times, and so on. Okay? So, for that reason, when you pick up a product, I say evaluate the product. In what? So, you ask yourself the following question: in what way? In what 2 or 5 ways can this product help this person to save money? In what 2 or 5 ways can this product help this person to make more money in the next 2-3 years? And I gave you an example where I say how to train your child through university with 600,000 naira. If I target someone who is thinking of how will I see my children through the university, which is sometimes the problem of most African parents, or the cry and the struggle of most African parents, how do I see my children through university? How can they go to a good school and so on? And somebody here comes offering how to see a child through school with 600,000, knowing that it is almost impossible. So the person with 600,000 in today's world, you know, okay? So that is what they would be thinking about. So when they click, that is when the offer will now come. It's properly describing how you can invest 600,000 on the property. Now, maybe the child is still in primary or secondary school. So in the next maybe 6 to 7 or 8 years, when the child should be thinking of going to the university, that property should have appreciated, or maybe resold, or maybe re-rental property built in and start generating revenue. And that revenue can see that child through school. But the point still remains that the 600,000 is what you invested. I remember back then, how many of you know, let me see how many people we have here. How many of you know the Bejleki magazine? One person. So all of you are new faces in the viewer list. The viewer at some point was producing or publishing a magazine called the Bejleki magazine. And Mr. Julius wrote one article. Mr. Julius, the MD of B1 Plus now. He wrote an article that says that before you buy a property in Lagos, sell your wife. That was the caption of the article. Before you buy a property in Lagos, sell your wife. You can't open a magazine until you buy it. So the thing is, that was the, maybe there might be others, but that was the only magazine I saw that got produced 3 good times. Because the first publication finished, people were still asking, and they had to publish more again. Because everybody wanted to know how they get it. Why they have to sell their wives before they can buy a property in Lagos. But at the end of the article, it was clearly clarified. What he meant by sell your wife is sell the information to your wife. Okay? That was the book. The headline was the book of that magazine. So, that is why I just recently using the Hook's model today. What is your hook? So when you want to run ad, you need to ask yourself some of these questions. Where am I creating my hook? On the image, the headline, the offer. If you can infuse it into all three, fine. Something that will get them to slow down. That is what you are looking for. Something that will get them to slow down. Most of the time, it's a bit difficult on the video. Sometimes it's a bit difficult on the video. Because some of you always start by introducing yourself. Who you be, I don't know you. Hello, my name is Adwords. So for you to be able to be good to the point where you create for the first few seconds, you create something that is attention grabbing, and that is why another secret is this. When you're uploading, those of you who are learning art, when you're uploading the video, okay? Look, okay, let me use YouTube to explain it to you. When you see a YouTube video, okay, I'm not talking about this real estate to you guys post, not on my YouTube videos that people post. The thumbnail, you don't see it in the video. Why is it so? That screen you see first, before that makes you click on the video. Is there a scene like that inside the video? No. Because they are trying to create a hook. The caption, that is an image, that thing you are seeing is an image. Designed separately. It's also available when you are running at either in any of the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. There's a section for thumbnails. So, get a graphics person to design a catchy thumbnail for you. Okay? So when they see it, that is the caption they see first. But when they click on the video, then you can start coming and telling people what you want to say. Because remember, click is what you are looking for. Are we together? All right. I guess I've spent enough time here. Any questions before we proceed? Yes. Okay. Another question, another thing we'll be looking at, which is not really 100% here, but I just want to add this to it. I'm not familiar about the customer avatar. I'm not saying the cartoon. I don't mean the cartoon avatar. I mean customer's avatar. Okay, buyer persona. That is what is common name. Yeah. Customer avatar, please. I know about customer avatar. Let me see hand up. I know about customer persona. Let me see hand up. Only one person. Okay, two. When I mean customer avatar or customer persona, I mean your ideal customer. Every product you advertise should have ideal customer. There's no one product that is meant for everybody. So before you start advertising, just like when the new estate comes out, the new estate is out. The only thing 90% of you pay attention to, how much is the price and how much is my commission? And that is why you struggle. So you can make Papa Kelechi will never pay school fees. You go advertise 10 million property for him. You go meet Papa Emeka for road. You go advertise. Sorry? We have to pay up now. And that is why we spend so much time, energy, resources. That's why I asked you earlier. If I direct you, if somebody can with respect and trust, direct you to say, go to so place, will make sense. Will you go there? You will go. Yes. And that's so. But you pass people on the road, will you be advertising to them? Say, if you go here, if you don't go there on time, the people you are going there to meet might likely leave. So you need to rush down to that place to meet up with them. Will you spend time and be looking for miracle on the road?
No.
You must spend your time looking for miracle on the road. So when you're trying to advertise, position your mind to assume that, okay, you are headed to a particular person. That does not mean that others will not come along, but you know what you are looking for. Are we together? Nobody, the day you go to your village, December is coming, you're traveling to your village. Let's say you like party or you like beautiful things so much. On your way going, you pass different, if you are the type that travel by road, you pass different cities. Cities that are finer than your village itself. Would you stop because this city is fine? I'm not going again, I'll stay here. You stop what you do. You still go to your destination. So in every marketing, you must have the destination in mind. What customer are you looking for? Okay, I need someone to come describe their ideal customer for me. Let me help you by giving it a name. A maker. All the things, all the features, the places in the world, anything you can think of about the kind of customer. Okay, let me change my first one. If you are asked to choose who will buy your product, okay, if you have the privilege of choosing whom to buy from you, please, who will you choose? Dangote. Okay, come and tell us what you know about Dangote. You see? Please put your hands together for me, please.
He has factory and he buys property and cars for his house.
Okay.
He gives them houses, gives them. So that's why.
Okay, that's a good one. Please put your hands together. Now, you know the elementary things about Dangote. He is rich. He buys cars for his staff. He buys properties for factories and so on. Now, in all of these things you have described, the one that concerns you is the property. Now, the question you need to ask yourself is, how and where does he buy property? Can you describe that for me? Does he go there? When I mean how, does he contact the person by himself? Does he use a PA? Does he use an agent? Does he buy from company? Or does he buy from the villagers? Are we together?
He uses a gatekeeper.
Sorry, please, one at a time, please. You said that?
I'm sure you know how to make property from the proper division of the stock market.
That question is not
But I know the direction which you're talking about.
Okay. So hold on. So you say what?
No, I mean, you're not giving us, you're just telling us that question should be within yourself. How do you think this guy get this?
No, I don't have Dangote as my target market, so I don't know how to buy property.
We have department in Dangote.
Okay, they have a department in Dangote. It's a good finding if that is actually true. So instead of, if I run an ad now, instead of targeting Dangote, I'm meant to target the people that work in his department that are in charge of buying the property, not Dangote. Are we together?
Yes.
And that is what we refer to in one of the training as gatekeepers. The person, because yesterday I was listening to the Catalyst. I don't know how many of you know the Catalyst. Yeah, I was listening to the Catalyst yesterday and it said something very profound about the difference between your customer and the consumer. What's the difference between customer and consumer? Please, one house.
The customer has potential. But this, the
Consumer has a eating potential.
no, it's ready by all hands.
No. The consumer is the end point, and without consumer, I don't think there will be cost.
Okay, let me, because of time, I know every one of you have this thing. These are, he explained in which are very clear. The consumer is, in this case, what we are discussing now, the consumer is Dangote. Okay? The customer is the person that is in the transaction, or the person who will make the payment. Though Dangote sometimes can fall into both parties. Okay? Because he will be the one to make the payments. So the person that is paying is the customer. The person that will use that thing is the consumer. At home, and he gave an example, at home, you have DSTV. Most of DSTV in most rooms keeps watching more. Does that mean I should be targeting the children in my advert? I should target the adults and the person paying, give him more reasons why he should keep subscribing to DSTV for the children. Are we together? The children are the consumer, the parents are the. This is what some of us get wrong. When you are looking for, so you don't just look because the person has the money, you need to also study his buying behavior. Are we together? So if I'm selling food stuff and I'm targeting some who sell food related items here, provision, all of them are real estate now, real estate now, well done. So back to my point. If you're selling food related items, okay, and these food related items you are selling, there are things you look into in deciding who your customer should be and how to target them. If you are looking at the top class people, those people buy once in a while, but they buy in bulk. But those with lower income, they buy every now and then. Those people with lower income keeps you in business. Those people with higher income takes your business to the next level. That is the difference between them. The everyday buyer keeps you in business. The seasonal buyer, because he's buying in bulk, takes your business to the next level. Okay, so you must understand all of this. It works. But if you just say, okay, something, I was analyzing the business with a friend's wife who opened the business in front of her little supermarket in front of her estate, and she wasn't really making much sales. There are good standard people in this place who can purchase things, and the shop is properly located. I just might went to them. What do you think? What I think is that the people in this estate are seasonal buyers, and they go to a place where they can get everything once. Example, ShopRite. One-stop shop is what they are looking for. Can you be a one-stop shop for them? If you can be a one-stop shop for them, that's nice. That is why Aboki is always excelling. Those respecting customers that he's targeting, when you get there, everything you need, Aboki gets. Am I correct? Aboki has everything. And that is why they excel in their business. But you could say, I want to sell shoe. So now all you sell is shoe. You don't have relationship with people who sell things that complement shoe. Are we together? Please put your hands together for practice. So that was talking about buying personal and so on. So the things you need to pay attention to. Number one, where are they congregating? I remember I giving you one example. I did a project with a former deputy governor's son. Then his father was a deputy governor. And I ended up spending the entire morning in going meeting him in a club. Because the only meeting point was always in the club. So now, if you will not go there, so if you are targeting deputy governors' children or governors' children, ministers' children, you need to understand their lifestyle. Where are the places they go to? I always say this, and that if you live in Shambutado, please, sorry about what I'm going to say. That the Shambutado ShopRite is dominated by people who go there to buy off bread.
Exactly.
Oh. In the evening, some of you don't pay attention to things that happen around you. In the evening, if I want to hang out, I'm in Domino's sometimes. Now, when I'm there, I watch the in-flock and out-flock. You see them holding bread.
It's not a bad bread.
Huh?
It's a bad bread.
No, we're not talking about being a bad bread or something. We're not talking about the class of people is what we are saying. Okay? So that is so if you say, okay, we have 1,000 people entering ShopRite every day. You shouldn't budget and start targeting 1,000 people. Because out of that 1,000, it might just be 150 or 200 that are your target audience. This should also guide you when you are trying to place an advert on a magazine or somebody's website and so on. So where is this magazine going to be? Some will tell you this magazine is distributed nationwide. Agree. Who are the readers of this magazine? Are we together? Okay, so back to the Bible. Know the fear. Okay, I talked about where they congregate. So offline, are they people at club? Are they people that go to church? Where are they going to? And so on and so on. Where are the places they go to? That's what I mean by. When it comes to online, where are the places they go? Do they use more of email? Do they use more of social media? What exactly are they using? And even if it's social media, what are the social media platforms they use? You need to understand these things. Then, the next thing you need to understand is their fear. What is their greatest fear? Most rich people, their greatest fear is becoming poor again. Some of them, I said, so that is their fear. So, can real estate guarantee you so you don't become poor again? Yes. Real estate can give you some level of guarantee that you can't be rich and later become poor. Okay? So your captions should be focused on things like this. Like when it comes to Google Ads now, I can go to Google. Now when you are searching for something on Google, if I type land on Google, before I complete, I've not pressed enter. Google will give you suggestion. That is a gold mine of information. Don't focus on what you want to type, rather focus on the suggestion it's giving to you. It tells you what people search more in that locality. That's what it means. So when you have land, it might be land for sale. That's what it means. It means people are searching for. So Google will complete it based on previous searches. Are we together? So this should guide you when you are searching for things or trying to create ad either on Google or any place. Okay? Now, if you're looking at maybe you are not talking about land, or maybe you are focusing on investment, or you are talking about how to get rich. So when you put how to get rich, you will see suggestions also. Look at them critically. Okay? This guides you to know the topics we should focus on, the terms we should use. Alright? So I've talked about know where they congregate. I also talked about know their fears. Okay? You need to know their buying behavior. Understand their buying behavior. It's very essential. Understand their desire. That is another point. Their desire. What is the greatest thing they want to achieve? That if they achieve this thing, there are people that if I can just travel out of this country, my life will never remain the same again. There are people that's their greatest desire. Are we together? So you need to understand their desire. You also need to understand their pain. What is that one thing they are running away from? Remember, I've said this time without number. People would. Pain is something they are currently experiencing. A condition they are not comfortable with. Okay? It's a pain. But the fear is something that has not happened, but the anticipation that it should never happen. Yeah, something that scares them. Okay? So now I was saying about what's the next point I mentioned? Pain. So you need to understand their pain. Earlier I explained something about relationship, that how people extremely. You know, we don't see things the way they are. We see things the way we are. You believe that? We see things the way we are, not the way they are. The information inside of you determine how you interpret things. Your experiences, your belief system, your environment, the examples, all of that accumulate to decide how you interpret things. Okay? So you also try to know their previous. I don't know who. One of you here in the last class approached me was asking me about someone who told him online that she will never trust real estate people again. Well, because she's interested, but due to previous experiences, and it was actually hard best to go about that kind of customer. Okay, you need to understand that from the way they talk, you can know that okay, this person is it a new buyer or a old buyer? Has he had experience before? Sometimes some customers know better than you. When you start educating them, what do you call title, you see people tell you go straight to the next point. Because they know that one already. Are we together? All right. How many have we mentioned?
5.
6. 6 you read out. 6 you read out. 6 read out what?
What is their greatest fear? They are buying vehicles, they are not enemies, they are restaurants.
Experience, that's product. Yeah. So yeah, experiences. Experiences in your industry.
I mean, they are previous.
Yeah, previous experiences in your industry. So if sometimes if you are the type that grew up in all these with an elderly parent, when a child is crawling to touch candle, when you keep on moving the child, they tell you leave am. Okay? Experience with teacher. By the time you touch that thing and it screams, some days you still see the child crawl back there, but he'll be doing like this. He will not touch again. He will move the hand, but his brain will tell him this thing is dangerous. Though the interest is still there to touch that thing, but the experience will be holding him or her back. So that kind of person is looking for trust and assurance. The one that has had bad experience before. He's not looking for price. Because the person must have gone for high price and burnt his hand, went for low price, burnt his hand, and tell you that I can't trust any real estate person again. So the question is, are you looking for first-time home buyers or property buyers? Or are you the target audience? Is it a first-time buyer or a previous buyer. You need to also understand this. Because the content you would use or the copy you would use to appeal to the first-time home buyer, your headline, your hook will not be the same. You can't try to be cashing shark and you are fishing in your potato canal. Shark will not be here. Or apart from that, maybe you want to catch shark and you are using worm as a bait. Shark will not be eating worm. Fish. Are we together? So all these things matters and important. And the question, that was just an addition, that's actually not my voice, so that's what I'm saying about that. So move on, there's no question, let's move on to the next one. What's the next one, please? What is Google AdWords/ads? Google AdWords was the name that it was being called for. What's the time? Please, what's the time?
1:56.
Okay. Before now, the platform was called Google AdWords. That was the name before, Google AdWords. But currently now known as Google Ad. It's a system of online advertising of products and services on Google. For such advertising, you need your online account and website link, sign up, and creating an account with this system is free. I didn't say Google Ad is free. I say creating the account is free. So you don't start looking for, Mr. Chris told us it's free now. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes break. So they can shut it. Google class and you understand. The truth is you can link your Facebook or most of your social media accounts to your Google accounts. Now, this is how it works. If somebody goes to Google to search for something, and the person by any means click on your ad and gets to your page, by default, you have an ad also running on Facebook. The person automatically sees that ad as well. All these are some of the things to refer to. So you're linking your Facebook to your Google account. So it's like a complete system. This is connected to this. If this happened here, this should happen here, just like that. Okay, but it's not a one-time class thing. So let's start from the basic level, understand the basic level, still interesting. I guess this is how you create this section of how to create an ad account and how to set it up properly is clear enough. Okay, so that is, I'm just going through what we have to cover for today. So, questions? You're going to do the practical of this in the next training. Mobile phone, yes and no. Yes, you do not have access to complete features. Yes, on mobile phone. But if you want to have complete access to this system, sorry? Okay, how do you make payments?